OJ Simpson has passed away after a long bout with cancer. Shame. Anyway, I know some of you guys have heard the story about my time getting paired up with OJ on the golf course. I'm going to add a little bit to that story today. So, I had this first cousin who was married to this guy. They're not married anymore, but he used to always say, "Oh, when you're in LA, do you ever run into Kato Kaelin?" I'm like, "I never run into Kato Kaelin." He's like, "If you do, tell him hello for me." And I'm like, "Dude, I've been through this with other people before. Is he really going to know who you are?" He goes, "He definitely is going to know who I am." So in the middle of the criminal trial, I'm on Melrose at this Italian restaurant. It was one of those restaurants where it's just like one big long table and then the parties sit side by side, and I end up elbow to elbow with Kato Kaelin. It's late and we're all a little buzzed, and I said, "Hey, Kato." And he's like, "Hey, man." He's a super friendly, affable guy. And I said, "Andy," and his last name, says hello. And he goes, "No way. How do you know him?" And I said, "He's my cousin's husband. Hold on." And I call him up, and he's like, "Scott, it's late. What are you calling me so late for?" And I said, "I have Kato Kaelin." And I put them on the phone together. And I'd run into Kato from time to time, but I'd always run into Kato Kaelin when I'd last wanted to be known for knowing him. Like, I was on a first date with this really upscale woman, and we're at Rick and Kathy Hilton's house for some children's charity luncheon. And there he is by the pool, and I walk in with this lady, and it's like, still the criminal trial's going on. He's like, "Hey, Scott, how are you?" I'm like, "Hey, Kato." And my date was just like, "Ugh, how do you know him?" And I was just like, "I just know him from around town. We're not friends. We don't have each other's phone numbers." And she's like, "Mm-hmm." So that tanked that. But he's a super nice guy. Anyway, for the first time, I'm going to give you for free the entire chapter from my audiobook. Here it is.
1995 Encino, California. My friend and Chicago native Bob and I decided to play golf at a San Fernando Valley Park District course called Encino Balboa. We paid our fees, collected our cart, and headed to the first tee. On the tee was a mid-30s and very fit African-American cat in running gear, royal blue Nike tank top and matching short running shorts, and a black sun-faded generic lightweight carry bag. We introduced ourselves and shook hands. Me. "Is there a fourth, or are they just sending us out as a threesome?" Running guy. "I'm a single." Me. "Okay, let's tee it, and if someone gets here before we take off, they can join us. Otherwise, we'll go out as a three." Bob and running guy nodded in agreement. As I was pulling a worn Titleist Tour Bellata 100 and a blonde long tee from my pocket, I saw a guy approaching us. I elbowed Bob. Me, whispering, "Hey," followed by a nod. It was OJ Simpson, whom nearly a year earlier was exiled from LA's fabled Riviera Country Club before his murder trial even began. Evidently, he wasn't really the Riv's look anymore. He was just recently acquitted in the criminal trial, but hadn't yet started the civil trial. As he walked up, I noticed he was presenting more like he belonged at his former $300,000 country club than at this muni dog track we were playing. Perfect snow white and brown leather-soled FootJoy saddle shoes, tailored tan trousers and a matching cashmere sweater vest, white polo, and a khaki unbranded visor. Bob whispering, "Nathan, there's no fucking way I'm playing with that murderer." Me. "Oh, yes, you are." Bob. "No fucking way." Me. "Fine. Take a cab home. I drove and I want the story." Bob. "Fuck you." OJ, all smiles, loud and enthusiastic. "Hey, fellas, how you doing?" No one said shit at first. I put my hands in my pockets. I'll play a round of golf with a pariah, but I'm not shaking his hand. Me. "Oh, hey." OJ to running guy. "How you doing, brother?" Running guy refused to make eye contact. He looked pissed and quietly muttered while rifling through his bag. Running guy. "I'm not your brother, motherfucker." OJ went from all smiles to super scary. He was pissed. OJ booming. "Say what?" Running guy stood and took 3 giant strides toward OJ and leaned nose to nose with him. Running guy. "I said, I'm not your brother, motherfucker." Things are what you might call awkward at this point. OJ picked up his tour-size yellow and white vinyl Cleveland golf bag, the kind of golf bag that you could fit a Catholic family into, the kind of golf bag only touring pros and other guys who would never have to pick one up would own. His name was embroidered in shiny black thread. OJ picked up the bag and started to walk away, except when he got maybe 40 feet away, he 180'd on his heels, slammed his bag down, and shot running guy a physically aggressive look. He looked ready to fight. Running guy put his arms out like Jesus, only palms up. His eyes widened and he quickly slapped both of his pectoral muscles, hard. Outstretched his arms again and looked OJ squarely in the eyes. Running guy. Sup? OJ, knowing his bluff had been called, walked away fuming. Running guy muttering to no one in particular, fuck that motherfucker. Our first few holes were pretty quiet. No one brought him up for the rest of the round. We saw him here and there on neighboring fairways playing with another group.